Did you know that you can reprogram your mind to get rid of jet lag forever? And did you know that your mind can create any symptom, any state, and any disease in the whole wild world? And did you know that you can actually control your own mind? If you let your mind control you, I guarantee you will be stuck in problems. And on the flip side, when you learn to control your mind, you can achieve anything you want to, even getting rid of jet lag forever. You're probably thinking this sounds too good to be true. And I used to say that as well. I was like, how can our minds actually change how we feel and change our state and actually change our physiology? Is that even possible? You know, on the one hand, I was like, this can't be true. And on the other side, I was curious. So I started digging into mindset work, how we can work with our mind and actually get the change that we want to. And a whole new world opened up. So I've been practicing these techniques for a long time. And in the beginning, I was dabbling at it. I was trying. I didn't get the results I really wanted to. And now lately, I get all the results I want to. I'll tell you how. You might find it hard to believe that our thoughts, our mind actually changes how we feel, our physiology, and that it can create illness and change your state and create symptoms of whatever. You might find it hard to believe, and when you think about it, you will know that it's true. Okay, so close your eyes and picture a lemon in front of you. And picture that you are cutting the lemon in half and then cutting it into a lemon slice, picking up the lemon slice between your two fingers, moving it towards your mouth, opening your mouth, and then you're taking a big bite of that juicy lemon. You can feel the lemon juice running down your throat. Now, tell me that you didn't get extra saliva in your mouth when you heard about the lemon. Because you did, because everyone does. And why do we start to react to the thoughts in our head? Well, it's because our mind works like that. All the thoughts we have in our head, they could be real. There might be something there. Maybe there is something dangerous. Maybe we need to prepare for a situation. So our bodies are created that way. We need to react to the thoughts in our head. So when we think a thought, we use the same neural pathways as we do when we're actually doing something. So just by visualizing that you're picking up the lemon, taking a bite of it, you will get the reaction. You will get the saliva. Your body is preparing for the sour lemon. And it has to do that. So when you think about that, and when you think about all the other cases in your life, maybe you've watched porn and you felt what that did to you. Maybe you've thought about your boss and how angry you were and the conversation you were having with your boss, and you felt that your whole body was changing. It goes even further than that. So yes, your mind, your thoughts can create your state right here and now. It can do something more. It can actually change your physiology, and it can change you. For a long time, I had heard that it was actually possible to shift time zones and that you could reprogram your mind to shift time zones and to feel exactly the way you want it to feel. And for a long time, I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to get the results I wanted to get. And I had heard that you just have to know that it's going to happen. You need to know it to be true. Whatever you're wishing for, you need to know it to be true. Just as true as the thought that the sun will come up tomorrow, for example. When you think about that belief or truth that the sun will come up tomorrow, daylight will appear tomorrow. When you think about that, you know that it's true, right? There's no doubt in your mind. It's just something you accept. It's there. It's the truth. And I know in order to create the life we want to and to achieve our goals and to actually create physical change, we need to go into that same state of knowing, just knowing that it's real, knowing that it will happen and that there will be no doubt. So I knew this, and I had been practicing this on some areas of my life. I'm starting to get some results. I did, however, want to get rid of jet lag because I do travel a lot, and maybe you travel a lot as well. So I live in Norway, Europe, and I travel to North America America, a lot to Canada and the US, California, Florida, Texas, Arizona, all over the place. And the time difference normally gets me really hard. So traveling west from Europe, I normally end up waking up 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and just lying awake in bed for hours. So I've gotten into practice of lying there with closed eyes, just telling myself that I'm getting rest and that everything is okay. It did work to a certain extent. I got more rest. I still felt like crap the following day. And then I started taking it to a new level. I would just say to myself, I know that I'm getting sleep now. I know that I'm on this time zone. I just expect it to happen. And it didn't really work. So just the knowing didn't work. It didn't create the results I wanted to. Recently, I've been digging a lot more into tools, looking into how we can change and what states we need to be in and how we can actually apply these tools and really create the results we want to. I learned that if you try to create from a state of fear and doubt and stress, you won't get the results you want to. So I'm a pretty chilled out person. There's not much doubt or stress or fear in my head. But I have my moments too. There's a lot to do. I have kids, I have work, and some periods of my life, I have been more stressed than others. Maybe not consciously stressed, but yes, I've put too big of a load on my body, resulting in the nervous system being unregulated. And when the nervous system is unregulated, when you're in higher stress than you should be, you can't create in the same way as you can when you are in a deep state of rest, of parasympathetic mode, because that is when you tap into brainwave states like theta and delta and alpha. If you know anything about brainwave states, we have beta, which is associated with, being awake, everyday life, and just, me talking to you here, I'll be in beta, but there's a difference to beta. You can go into high beta, which is high stress, and then lower beta, which is getting closer to alpha. And the states you really want to be in order to change are alpha going into theta and delta, which are the deeper states. It's completely normal to be in beta a lot of times during the day, and you want to make sure that you move into the more relaxing states, the more relaxing brainwaves of alpha and theta and delta even, because that is where your body can regenerate, your cells can regenerate. That is where you get clarity. That is where you get your energy back, and that is where you create change from. So every day I do practices which bring me into these states. I listen to audio files, I do hypnosis, reprogramming of the subconscious mind, and I work a lot with getting into heart-brain coherence. If you wonder how you do that, I'll save that for another video. So my general state of being is one of happiness, bliss, gratefulness, and just being happy and chilled out and in Zen mode most of the time. No, you don't have to be there all the time in order to create change. It's a process, and the more you practice this, the better you will get at it. The more it will become a habit. Because remember this, all your thoughts and all your feelings are habits. So if you're used to feeling a lot of stress and fear and anxiety, those are habits, and you can actually be addicted to those emotional states. So the more you start practicing tools like meditation, visualization, and all that fantastic stuff that brings you into the deep brainwave states of theta and alpha and delta, those states will become more and more a habit, and you'll start to get addicted to those emotions instead of the stress, anxiety, fear, and all that stuff that's normally going on. Okay, so I'll give you my process for reprogramming my mind so that I got rid of jet lag. You can practice it, and over time you'll get better and better. It'll get easier and easier, and at the end you'll be a place where I'm just like, oh my God, it's actually happening. Whatever thought I put in my head becomes reality. You can do it as well. Just know that it takes some practice. It's not an overnight process. So first of all, practicing tools that bring you into a deep state of heart-brain coherence, tapping into alpha, theta, delta, happiness, bliss, love, all those feelings. Yes, they are important because your feelings, your emotions, they create your reality and they define the quality of your life. So you need to start there. And at the same time, start practicing the tools I'm going to give you now. Most people are super eager to change and they're not very patient. They just want results right here and now. You know, the best tool, the best thing you can do in order to get the results and get the change you want to it is becoming best friends with your mind. Okay, so I want you to be completely honest with yourself. How often do you listen to your body? Do you listen to your mind? How often do you actually listen and take an action based on the messages your body is sending you? If you're like me, the way I used to be, and like 99.99% of all other people on this planet, you're not listening to your mind and you're not listening to your body. So one of the prerequisites for actually managing to reprogram your mind, reprogram the results and create the life you want, is to become partners with your mind. So you need to start listening in. What is your mind and your body actually trying to tell you? The symptoms you're feeling, if you have stiff shoulders or there's an ache somewhere or you have a headache, whatever symptom you're feeling, it's your body trying to tell you something. So when you start listening in, you will become best friends with your body and your mind. So why am I telling you this? Well, because you can't just be demanding and demanding and demanding stuff from your mind. You actually have to give something back. It's not only a one-way communication line. So your mind will start giving you what you want when you give your mind what your mind wants. When you're listening in, when your mind trusts that you actually hear it, listen, acknowledge whatever it has to tell you, and then take action. Then you start building a relationship of trust. Then you can start saying, hey, my beautiful mind, I need you to do this for me now. This is important. I need you to do whatever, insert the result you want, and then add, because this is important for me, it will be good for both of us, it is aligned with our vision, our goals, it'll help me perform, it will make life better. And really, we can't separate the mind and the body. It is one, okay? So when you start listening to yourself, giving yourself what you need, then you can also start to command. You can start saying, I want this to happen, and it will happen. Okay, so I traveled to Canada from Norway last week. It's a 6-hour time difference. It's a long flight, and I arrived in Toronto, Canada around the time when I normally wake up in Norway. And I'm a morning person. I normally wake up early. I love waking up early, and I'm normally in a more like aroused state early in the morning. So I came to Toronto, found a hotel close to the airport, and then I went to bed. I had slept on the plane. It was close to my normal waking up time in Norway, which could have meant that I would have just been awake, right? Or maybe slept 1 or 2 hours and then woken up and just tossed and turned all night long in my bed, which is normally what happens when I travel west. So I arrived at the hotel and I made sure I was in a deep, relaxed state where I have access to all my resources. And then I set a clear intention. I spoke to my mind and said, okay, we are here for an important meeting. We need to perform tomorrow. This is important for our goal, the change we're making in this world. And in order to perform and be the best version of myself, I need a good night's sleep. So you know what? Now we are changing to this time zone. Eastern time, Toronto time. We're changing. This is the new time zone. We are here and we are sleeping until 6 a.m. in the morning. And you know what happened? I slept all through the night until 6 a.m. and woke up well rested and ready for the day. Amazing, right? It has never, ever happened to me before. And I travel a lot. So I was so amazed. I was like, it's working. It's actually working. I have been practicing for a while. I've been getting better and better at communicating with my mind. It trusts me and I trust it. And when you build a relationship of trust, you can start demanding. You can start to set an intention, set a goal, and create what you want. So I do measure my sleep levels with my Garmin watch, and I saw that although I slept throughout the night, I had some stress during the night and the sleep cycles were not optimal. So the following night I said, fantastic, we are still on this time zone. We're still sleeping till 6 a.m. and we're going to get that deep rest, going into parasympathetic mode, going into all the sleep cycles that are necessary so that I can wake up refreshed and ready in the morning. And you know what happened? Exactly what I programmed my mind to do. And I felt fine all through the day. I spent the whole day at meetings and I went out for dinner with a lot of people in the evening. And normally I'm kind of introverted. And normally at big dinners with a lot of people, I sometimes struggle to keep the conversation going if my energy isn't right. And you know what? My energy was fantastic. And I just found myself sitting at the table there at dinner, talking to people, laughing, feeling like the best version of myself. Isn't that amazing? So I had this aha moment, this wow, everything is possible. When I can do this, when I can travel from Norway to Canada and feel completely fine, just slip into the new time zone, have a fantastic night of sleep, and full on great energy all through the day. What else can I achieve? What else is possible? And the last night before flying back, I thought it would be good to start adjusting back to Norwegian time. So I told my mind, we'll wake up at 5 a.m. this time. And I did. And I woke up and I went for a run. And it was probably one of the best runs I've had for such a long time. The energy was better than ever. And can you imagine? I traveled from Europe to North America. I spent the whole days in meetings, which does require a lot of energy. I shifted time zones and then I went out for a run and I felt amazing, full of energy. And I ran for half an hour and I was like, I could go on for ages. And I had a meeting with a client, so I went back in after my run. So when you learn to use these processes, these tools, when you start to build up trust with your mind, go into a relaxed state where you feel happy, where you feel grateful, then you're ready for change. Set a clear intention, set a clear direction, tell your mind what you need it to do, and it will do whatever you ask it to, as long as you always keep your part of the promise. If you loved hearing about how you can work with your mind, I'm sure you're going to like this one too.